Hey everybody, hope y'all are doing good. Hope everything's going good. We talked as coaches, we'd like to go ahead and make a couple of videos to sort of go over our practices, go over some of the fundamental stuff we're really going to be working on, really going to be focused on. So maybe we can be doing it during this off time, see what the girls need to work on. I'm gonna make a fielding video with the drills and the proper arm placement that we're looking for. I'm gonna make a hitting video, and then also gonna do individual drills off of our hitting. Along with that, we're gonna get together, talk about each girl, and probably try to make some individual videos to send out to each family so we can talk about that girl specific things to really be working on their form with their swing and while they're throwing the ball. So with that being said, I'm just going to sort of break down the practice. We're going to start by warming up, and we're going to start trying to use every rep, get something out of every rep. So what we're going to be focused on is on our throwing form. We're going to be working on keeping a bent front elbow, hand up slightly above our head, elbow up. Real key thing here is to keep our elbow up for when we step, we turn, that elbow stays up, ball slightly above our head. Follow through. We're going to work on getting that shoulder pointed toward our target and following through with that back leg. The drill we're going to do is going to be a wall drill, fence drill. So we're going to pretend like I've got my hand facing the fence. My elbow's up, my ball slightly above my head. The one thing that we noticed when we were doing this drill, when we first started doing it, and it's gotten better since we progressed, but the girls have a tendency of when they step to either go ahead and drop back here or step and try to pull down and away. What we want to do is make sure when we've got that ball on the fence, on the wall, whatever it is, that when we step, we don't tuck back down, that we stay here. And it's really like we're rotating our body just to keep that elbow up and drive out front. Full extension. So you're going to hear us a lot saying about keep our elbow up, keep that hand above our head, follow through with our fingers to point at our target, shoulder follows, and follow through with our legs. As the girls are fielding, when we're in warm-ups, we're going to go ahead and have them softball ready or ready position, because right now we know that some of the throws are going to be a little off, so we can also be working on our fielding. We're ready to move in whichever direction that ball's thrown. If it's thrown on the ground, we need to go ahead and we can use that for ground balls. If it's thrown over our head, we can work on taking our drop steps. Little things like that's what we're going to start building off of to build that good fundamental base. All right. When we go from that, we're going to go through our walk-through drill, which is what y'all seen the practice the other night. We have 2 lines and we're rolling ground balls. And all that is the form we're working on is we're going to be set, we're attacking the ball, we're breaking down. We want to work with our fingertips downwards. We don't want to ramp to where it hits and bounce up. We want to present our palm or fingertips down, get both hands out front, catch it, and we're going to be working through the ball up to get to the throwing position. If you noticed the other night, first thing we done was worked on fielding it and then running, dropping that ball in the bucket. And then we went to the next step and put our throwing into it. So we attacked the ball, caught it out front. We're going to be working in and up to our throwing position. One thing we're going to try to stay away from is a straight arm and this elbow staying low, because it's back when we get here, everything's together just to stay tight. We know as we get older and our arms get stronger, we're going to be able to work that arm from here on back down a little bit to where it's a smooth here to really drive. But right now, while we're trying to get this form up, we're going to work on really getting that ball facing away from us and our hand up. So a couple of the things that we've seen in practices and things that we really need to work on, and we'll put this in the individual videos. Some of the girls are right here. Their ball's facing this way, elbows dropping, they're real tight. Some girls are way high up here. Some girls will get in the right slot, but when they start to throw, everything drops and they come across their body. We've also got a couple that's pretty good here, but when they go to throw, they lean their body to the side, straighten this arm out. So that's one thing that when we implemented the fence drill, I think everybody's seen a huge difference from that point on. And when we implemented it in from fielding to up, that really started getting that fundamentals of when I catch my ground ball, I get through my position, I work through where I'm throwing at the target. As far as outfield drills, what we're going to do is get some foam balls, or we may get our helmets out and take some real balls. We're going to throw pop flies, and we're going to work on them running, getting under the ball, and letting it hit them on the head. If we use the foam balls, we're going to let it hit right at the top of our mask. Then we're going to take the real balls, and we're going to work under where we're getting it right under our head, getting hands up to go, all right? We want to work on keeping both hands up there. In case we bobble, we can get it, but it's that quick transition from here straight back to our throwing. So everything's about trying to get that next step to get it quicker into our throwing motion. The other drills you'll see us do is hip drills. So we're going to have the girls out front. We're going to be doing the zigzag drill. Point this way, they're going to turn their hips and run at an angle. Point back that way, they're going to flip their hips, run at an angle. The key thing we're trying to focus on is turning and getting good sprints at angles, but when we turn, we don't want to turn our back. When we go the other way, we want to flip our hips to be able to run. One thing we've talked about as coaches also, while we're running a lot during our fielding days, we're probably going to be making them run with their gloves on to where we can really start focusing on proper running form with our gloves, to where we're not chasing our glove and just not being able to get there a step or two away, whereas if we're running, we're right under. So we're just going to be able to do progressive type practices where we start with a basic fundamental and we run those fundamentals all the way through practice. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please ask. Key thing is we're wanting to keep that elbow up all the way through our throw, get that full extension, and follow through. As far as fielding, we want to get to where we're attacking the ball and working through the ball. Pop flies, we don't want anything caught off to the sides or out front. If we can get under it, we want under it, catch, get in a good transition to our throwing position.